Excuse me, I don't gaslight anyone, and if you think that, you've gone completely insane. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an impromptu Saturday afternoon. I am me. I need no introduction, which is good. I don't gaslight. That's how you say it. That's always how you've said it. And if you don't think that, you've gone mad. People don't agree with my assessment of what gaslighting is. They've lost their mind and ought to be institutionalized. Hello, I'm doing well. I'm a little orange. I do like this webcam, but I think I need to start turning off the. It can't be in control of its own white balance, you know? I've got to swoop in. The adults are back. Too blue. Too blue. There we go. That looks like real life. That's a bit of real life. Seems kind of dark, huh? All right, I'm going to open up this curtain, but it's going to blind. It's going to blind. All right. A little bit of God's natural light. It's too bright now. This is horrible. This is brutal for me. That looks all right. No, all my color's gone now. This is horrible. I think I need to start opening the streams with something more than looking at my face, deciding that the color's wrong and then messing with the light balance. All right, with natural light, actually, auto white balance looks great. It's the low light where it struggles. Nice bit, Limmy. Thanks very much. Do you want me to tell an improvised story about a man who eats a sock and then wanks? You ever use studio mood? I never stop going into studio mood. Yes, I do, Albrot. And then when I see it, studio mode is very little. It shows a little preview window. You know, I set it all up before I go live. And then in the moment, when you are a performer, your mind and body and your chakras, your endocrine system is filled with adrenaline. At that point, you are almost in a psychotropic state where you can see reality for what it really is. And your assessments made then in the moment should supersede any decisions you made before you were but a mortal. But now you have the golden light of the performer. You have the endless archetypical role of the jester, and you can tap into a better cast of decision making. Sounds awful. It's pretty rough, actually. I don't recommend it even to myself. I'm here out of a compulsion. It's wonderful. It's my favorite jumper. Every time it comes out of the wash cycle, I wear it until it can't be justified being worn anymore, and then I reluctantly put it in the hamper. I'm convinced live performance is a quantum in nature. Observing it makes everything go wrong. What do you mean, like having an audience for a live performance? I think it would be great to find a way to be able to perform live, but no one's there and no one can see it. And I don't mean from a perspective of like, how would it be a performance if no one can see it? I think strictly from an economic perspective, like how are we funding this? I'm pre-echoing. That's pretty good. Maybe you're just predicting what I'm going to say. Pre-echoing? Hang on. How can I be pre-echoing? Is it a performance with no audience? Yeah, why not? Why not? How can I be pre-echoing? What are we talking about? I can't see any other inputs coming through. Ghost? What are you talking about? We can hear you quietly, and then your volume with full echo comes through afterwards. Why is it always me? Why does no one else have these issues? Hang on, let me listen to the stream. The only way I'm going to understand is if I hear what you're hearing. So let me go to twitch.tv/Sean Mall. What could possibly be going to twitch.tv/Sean Mall? Hello, I'm testing. Go to twitch.tv/Sean Mall. Hello, I'm testing. Go to twitch.tv/Sean Mall. Huh? Hello, I'm testing. Go to twitch.tv/Sean Mall. Huh? Hello, I'm testing. Go to twitch.tv/Sean Mall. Oh, you've got I'm transmitting browser audio. Let me turn that off because that's
Oh, you've got
confusing. Okay, I'll turn that off. Oh, hang on. Moment of silence, just a moment. Please stop talking so I can just hear. Hello. There's nothing. This is normal. There's nothing. Nothing's happening. It just sounds normal to me. I don't think anything was happening now. I think you're lying. I think you were lying. You were lying. Who was gaslighting who here? I tested and there was nothing. Do you want to hear what's been going on in the GM Games YouTube channel recently? Goran has made a game jam entry. Then they uploaded all of their boss wins in Silksong. They tried to make Tetris in 3D in Unity. Seems like they succeeded. They tried to make parries 4 months ago. And also 4 months ago, they went back to Castle of Lord Velemir and tried adding in new bosses, which is quite exciting. There could be a Velemir update. They're adding a whole new area to Velemir. That's great. That's the best thing I could possibly see here. Velemir has at least another area and another boss. So that's quite huge. Can someone clip it? All right. I'll look at the clip. Do you want to hear the clip? If no one can see it, I think strictly from an economic perspective, like how are we funding this? I'm pre-echoing. That's pretty good. Maybe you're just predicting what I'm going to say. Pre-echoing. Hang on. How can I be pre-echoing? Is it a performance with no audience? Yeah, why not? Why not? I guess it's this bit here. If no one can see it, I think strictly from an economic perspective, like how are we funding this? I'm pre-echoing. That's pretty good. Maybe you're just predicting what I'm going to say. Pre-echoing. Hang on. How can I be pre-echoing? Is it a performance with no audience? Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not? How can I be pre-echoing? What are we talking about? I can't see. Okay. I think whatever it is, it's solved now anyway. Gaslighting. It's not gaslighting to pretend. It's not. Listen, is it gaslighting if you pretend you have a child's nose? Is that gaslighting or is that just lying? I think I don't want to go against the grain of popular discourse, but I think we've somewhere along the way, we've lost the distinction between gaslighting and lying. I'm not toxic. I'm not toxic. I'm helping you for free on a Saturday. I'm clocking in on a Saturday to help you for free. I shouldn't be accused of anything. You should be clapping. You should be banging your pots and pans together to clap for your carers. I'm helping. Let me know in the chat if you have an adult's nose or a child's nose. Let me know if your dog has no nose, but beware. I might have a follow-up question in that case. Toxic Sean syndrome? I honestly think I'm quite a kind. I think the joke is that we all recognize that I'm fundamentally quite kind. I'm possibly one of the top 7 most moral streamers after moral recordings. And I think the joke is that we all implicitly understand that. Clap for Carers did 3d6 emotional damage to me. Yeah, I don't know if anyone took anything less from a mild psychosis from it. That's why the British people were motivated to do it. They can't do anything helpful, but they can perform. Dozier also has a nose. 24 Shaz considers everyone freaks for having noses. Didn't realize I was typecast. What, as a kind person? Yeah, sorry if you've been pigeonholed. Hello, bird.exe. How are you doing? Can I ask a little not market research per se, just a question out motivated by my own curiosity. Where are you all? Well, how should I picture all of you watching this? Are you, for example, lying on your bed watching me on your phone? Are you sat at your kitchen table watching me on a laptop? Am I sort of on the telly while you're vacuuming up or something? What are people's like environs that they're watching this? And I know it's a Saturday, so it will be a bit different, but that's also what makes it so exciting. That's what makes this such an exciting moment, you know? I imagine a lot of you have gone into the crawl space or are lying under the bed, watching it on a phone, and the phone's flashing in the top right hand corner saying low battery. That's how I'm imagining most of you. I'm on the sofa in the living room. Yes, watching on your not big TV. I'm at the kitchen table. Yeah, I had Bird. I think Bird.exe puts me on and then does little things around the kitchen. And if she had one, but she doesn't, she'd love a kitchen island. Guess my battery percent right now? I don't know. She wouldn't say it unless it was remarkable. But we're not too deep into the day, so it's quite hard to get below 50. Unless unless you wake up early and you've been smashing your use. My guess is 72. I'm ambivalent about kitchen islands. Maybe you've just not met the right one. 72 is mine. It's only 3 o'clock, you know. 48? What have you been doing? Have you been on Snapchat? Have you been Snapchatting? There's no point. They delete all your images after a bit. I think we are just. I'm not near the bed during the day. Do you not take a nap, Martine? You'd love a nap. You really. I've been nap maxing. I only recently learned the nap timings. You never take naps? Maybe you've not met the right one. Try a 20-minute nap. It doesn't sound like it'll do very much for you. It can be golden. It's like a reset. It's like a reset. As we're all going to get older and we're all going to start crumbling, effective, procedural, strategic napping is the only way to optimize life. 20 minutes naps have a 50-50 effectiveness for me, but you've only wasted 20 minutes on it. You've only wasted 20 minutes, so it's a low commitment. If I was to tell you to take an hour and a half nap, you'd think, well, even if that works for me 70% of the time, I can't waste an hour and a half on a 30% chance of feeling groggier. Oh, Becca Bix, tell me more about this. Now, what kind of approach are we talking? Are we talking the full tech bros, San Francisco, I think they call it like military sleep style or where you are doing like 2 hours sleep or something fragmented? Or were you trying to do the pre-electric light bifurcated sleep where you do one sleep late in the evening, then you're awake for a bit in the middle of the night, and then you sleep another chunk in the morning? I actually quite like that one. So before the electric light, this is how everyone would sleep. There wasn't a big sleep. There was just no conception of the big sleep. When the sun went down, it would just get dark and people would get tired at around 8 o'clock most of the time. And then they'd be falling asleep because your body will naturally respond to the darkness. But you can't sleep from then until the sun goes up. That's too long. So you'd wake up a bit in the middle of the night. And this is around the time when everyone would have sex, because there's not really a lot you can do. Some people who've got a lot of candles could maybe read like a manuscript, but most people would just sit around, look at the stars, or fuck, and then they go back to sleep. And I've I went full tech bro, 6 20-minute naps, known as Uberman, for obvious reasons I don't want to call it that. Very unpleasant, not recommended. Becca Bix, where's your REM? Where's your REM? Now, I think you need to be REM maxing these days. No one wants REM. REM kind of sucks. During REM, you go insane, aka your some element of your brain will generate images that don't make any sense and yet are distressing. And if you wake up during REM, you'll feel like shit. Generally, I go to bed. No, 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 no. REM's insane. There's no rules in REM. It's like the Matrix. I mean, the interesting bit, not the bit where everyone's wearing tank tops and looking sad. The interesting bit where everyone's got long leather jackets and can run up the wall. So I've been trying to nap really effectively. If I feel a little bit tired and I have the time, I can be like, I could refresh myself in less than half an hour with a 20-minute nap. But I'm not going full Becca Bix mode. Well, Becca Bix has renounced the mode. But from here forth, I'll think of it, go in Becca Bix mode. You can control it, though. Oh, here we go. Are we going to talk about, what's it called? When you take control, you can control the dream. I just do a lot of flying. I never managed to do it. I had some friends who got dead into doing it. Lucid dreaming, that's it. I knew a guy, and I don't believe he's still doing this, but he offered a service where he was a really, really capable lucid dreamer. And he would offer a service. He was also a really good artist. And he would offer a service where you'd give him your address and he'd visit there during the day so he knew how to get there. Then he'd go home, lucid dream, get up, leave his house, go to your house in the dream, look around it, memorize it, and then draw it all and then give it to you. And then that's sort of a representation of what your house is in the dream world. And as boutique little side hustles go, that's pretty good, I think. I think that's pretty good. Need to do habitual reality checks. Have you ever not realized you were dreaming, done a reality check, and then discovered that you were dreaming? I think I accidentally lucid dreamt once and stopped my recurring zombie nightmares. Oh, what a cliche nightmare to have. No offense. It's just a funny nightmare to have. I would hate to be haunted by like an 8-year-old's nightmare. One of the times I had a lucid dream, I kept trying to fly. I had what I guess how do you do SEO for a service like that? This company was, if you can call it that, was mediated entirely through Facebook. I think it was done through a Facebook page where you could post the results of a session and that acts as an advert. So your clients act as adverts because they go, look at this art we have high-res scans of. I was nightmare sharing. I appreciate no one can control their nightmares. I've had a lucid nightmare, which is to say I gained full control of my body, realized I was in a nightmare. I couldn't control the things in the nightmare. I just became aware of what was happening and was able to use my own free will. But I couldn't leave the nightmare and I couldn't control anything else that was happening. I would say that's possibly one of the worst dreams I've ever had, to be honest. Like getting a bit lucid, but not enough. I think whenever I've come close to lucidity, I've been really, really badly punished. I used to get that a fair bit. This is a really grim conversation. We could talk about something nice. Very bright today, isn't it? Nice, nice bright weather. Next time I get a lucid dream, I would like to try and zoom in on something. Yeah. A dream walker came in and told me zombies are part of the voodoo religion and it was cultural appropriation. And then I never had one again. Wow. Someone told you your nightmares were politically problematic and then you stopped torturing yourself with them. Whenever I have a fever dream, there's always a moment that involves a golden escalator. And because it's happened for so long now, I become aware in dream that it's a dream when the golden escalator arrives. That is close, Josie, to my understanding of how you practice triggering a lucid dream, which is you build in a trigger that you associate with a conscious understanding that a dream is occurring. The thing I heard is that you build a sound. You don't build a sound. You associate with a sound a kind of a reality check, and then you set alarms so that sound triggers when you should be in a very long period of REM sleep. What are you getting from the shop? Are you getting any garlic and rosemary crackers? I used to have a reoccurring nightmare where I kept growing, then suffocated. Crispin, did you know that that's how lobsters die? You know that? You ever heard the thing that lobsters are immortal? You're still in the peak category? Oh, man. Albert's going to tell me to stop multi-streaming again. Let's see if this solves that. Update titles. No, update only Twitch. Just chatting, please. Please, just chatting. Can someone confirm if that has done anything? I'm too Billy Tennis. Yeah, what's wrong with autofocus? What if I want to add more depth into the stream? A fixed focus will that's done something. Brilliant. Sometimes that's the best you can hope for. Every once in a while it just pulses the focus. What, you're telling me that's not visually exciting? Maybe I should turn off autofocus. All right. Is that a button on here? Yeah, it is. There we go. Is that better? This is the world that Albert wants? This is the world that liberals want. There we go. Is that good? What about exposure? Is this good? Is that what we want? Is the world that Albert wants? We could also change zoom. Pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty sharp. Pan? Yep. I mean, I don't think I want that. Tilt? Okay. I think we're good here. Low light compensation? Probably will need that really long term. I'm going to click apply and assume those things will stick. Okay, we're good. Thanks, Albert. You've helped me. And I think in your heart of hearts, you don't even want that. You want to complain. And so when I fix things, it bothers you. That's what I genuinely believe. That's why I don't listen to you. Because I want you to be happy. Anyway, I hope we're doing all right. You can clip what you like. Listen, you can clip what you like. I think you look good at a right angle. You're trying to cubist me. One day, Sean's going to reveal a 2D camera and switch angles, and we'll all lose it. I do have a second camera. Don't you remember Lady Cam? When I had that ladybird infestation. I have a second webcam, like right there. Albert would be an excellent editor to have. I think there'd be personality clashes, honestly. Don't call it lady cam. That's what people said back then. I think the stream should be isometric. Yeah, like there's almost no perspective, but we're all on a grid. Stereoscopic stream? Is that audio? I've let those women out. I was once filming a sketch that involved loads of porcelain dolls in my cellar with some friends. And at the end of it, we were like, what should we do with these dolls? And then I just never got around. I never got around to removing all these porcelain dolls from the cellar. And the cellar was just nothing. It was just like an empty, mildewy, just room. It was like more or less like brick and dirt. Nothing else was in it. Then I filled it full of these porcelain dolls. And I completely forgot they were down there. I left them there for a year because I just hadn't sorted where they should go. And they'd gotten like kind of rotten looking. And then someone came to check the meter from like our gas company or our electricity company. And I said, yeah, the meters and everything, they're just down in the cellar and then on your left. And then as he was walking down, I realized, I've not sorted those dolls. And he went, oh, bloody hell. I just pretended the previous tenant left them there. I'm not explaining myself. I didn't have Lady Cam mems. I've only been here since Penge. Lady Cam wasn't all that. I just had a ladybird infestation in like 2022 or something. Anyway, I had an idea. You're either going to like it or it'll just be an example of something I foisted on you. I was thinking, no, let's start it this way. I think I've come up with the greatest Twitch donation incentive of at least my career, of my life. Maybe not the best in the world, but I think this is good. I was thinking about flashcards. And when I was learning Japanese for all of like a year and a half, I did a lot of the heavy lifting through flashcards, which would teach me the meaning of all the kanji. And I was using a system called spaced repetition intervals, which are designed that you keep revising flashcards until you know them better, and then the intervals at which you have to revise the flashcards grow based on how competent you are at recalling them. And I was thinking how good they were and how it's a shame I haven't used them to try and learn something else. Because even now when I'm walking around, if I happen to walk past a Chinese supermarket or whatever, I recognize a lot of the characters that are shared from Japanese. And I think I've not even thought about these in years. But that system of memorization is so effective that over 5 years down the line, I'm like, that means shop, that means tea, that means service, that means a type of product or good, you know, whatever. They're all just embedded in the memory. And I was thinking that I should get some more flashcards going. And then I realized this could be the number one donation incentive, because I can let you donate microtransactions to permanently encode information into my long-term memory for, I think, at least a decade. Pass? You want to pass on that? My promise, right? My promise is that you can design me a flashcard of any key value pair, and I will revise it daily and on stream on the days that I stream until it's permanently encoded into my long-term memory. And you get to write real estate of something I will remember for potentially the rest of my life. I think that's a pretty good offer. For £1. I even made this entire scene for it. The Memory Palace. Is this healthy? I think this is the healthiest idea I've ever had. I am letting anyone encode any information they like into my long-term memory for the rest of my life. What do you mean it won't work? What do you mean it won't work? Have you checked this? Harry, all right. I'm going to give away 10 for free. I'm going to give away 10 flashcards for free. I'm going to give away 10 for free right now. What? But they have to be claimed by different people. May I have one, please? Harry, you've got one. What is it? Albert, you've got one. Harry's got one. Albert's got one. So it has to be a key value pair. The idea is there's a flashcard and then there's an inverse. And I need to remember from one what the other one is. Dragon's got one. Wireman's got one. Anyone else want one? There's 6 going. There's 6 going for free. Just claim one and work it out later, Bird. Are we all 7 plus divided by -2 heads? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Bird's got one. Do we want short and permanently know the day I lost my virginity? That's a good one. So, like, one example is just a question and an answer. I'm confused what's happening here. I'm letting people design a flashcard that I will memorize and revise every day until it's permanently encoded into my long-term memory. That's what's happening. So a simple example of how a flashcard might look is if you're learning, like, one deck I was using was to learn British Sign Language and to learn letters of the alphabet. So on one side was a gesture that you do with your hands, and on the other side was a meaning. And it would show you one, and you'd have to remember the other, and then you'd revise and revise until you knew how to do the whole alphabet, how to do some simple sentences. It's just flashcards. Yeah, I'm using Anki. Miller's magic number, psychology theory that you can only STM around 7 items at a time. What's STM? I don't know enough about this. I only knew LTM. I don't know what we're talking about. I can't be acronymized. I don't know. Do you want to give me a flashcard so I can learn the meaning of this acronym? You can only long-term memory around 7 items at a time. What do you mean? What does long-term memory mean as a verb? It doesn't have... No one said it has to be something that makes me uncomfortable. No one said it has to be something that makes me uncomfortable. It just has to be something that you would enjoy knowing is encoded into my long-term memory. I'd rather learn a random word in Spanish, to be absolutely honest. What's the flashcard music from? The Nintendo Switch version of Brain Training. This, I think, is a pared down version of the main theme. They actually split the main theme into stems, and this is only about 2 of the stems combined. You've got time to think, Funky. Okay, that's 6 given away. There are 4 left. You can shift around 7 things from short-term memory to long-term memory, but it's hard for most people to memorize more unless they're a trained memory guy. That's why someone my age knows phone numbers from childhood, but not mobile phone numbers from now. Have you tried active memory exercises such as spaced repetition intervals? This is going to develop something Pavlovian. Yes, this is exactly right. This is exactly right. This is a form of operant conditioning. This is quite genuinely Pavlovian. You are learning to create an association with one thing and another using the flashcards, and then that gets grooved very, very, very deep into your brain. So that's not a fear, Wireman. That is the intent. I am privatizing my long-term memory. All right, I have 4 more to give away. Who wants one? Robot? Shaz? What's one thing you would like very much not to know about me? I'd hate to know something benign and easy to remember. I forgot what we're doing. Well, there's actually... I worried this would happen, so I put a scrolling ticker at the top that just continually reaffirms. What's to stop us from describing, say, the worst actions in a Serbian film and the flip side saying T? I am going to be revising these a lot. Like, I'm going to do this as one of the dulls when I start a stream, so you can't put anything in that's going to breach TOS. And the actions that take place in a Serbian film, I would say breach TOS, and I don't want to have to describe them. And I don't think you long-term want me to be describing them with the tops of streams while getting upset. How long can the flashcards be? They have to be plausible that I can remember them. What about farts? Well, what about them, the big TN? I think you need to expand on that question. Yeah, I think I need to actually know what you're asking here. No. Yeah, what about you? But what's the question? You've just extended the noun. But what do you mean, what about? Card me. Okay, Shaz has a card. Does anyone want to tell me their card? They can whisper it to me. They can DM me. They can just write it in the chat here and I'll put them in. Yeah, but what about farts, the big T? Write me a longer question. I don't understand really what you're asking. There won't many of us be remembering these things. There'll be some blowback. There'll be a little blowback. Are you saying car or cards? Cards. No. It's just a bit of blowback, you know? You just get a little bit of recoil. I don't think it is that clear. I know what they're asking. They're asking farts. But a question like a sentence benefits from having a subject and an object, you know? I don't know if I want everyone to permanently know the date I lost my virginity. Okay, well, anything that you submit as a card will be public information. That's the nature of the beast. You could lie and submit a fake virginity loss date. You know, I mean, it's up to you. But yes, nothing here will be a secret. There's no point me saying I can recall these things. I will be recalling them on stream. And my aim is to get really quick at recall. The quicker I recall them, the more I prove to the algorithm that I've learned them, the less often I see them. It's a flashcard with two sides, so I have to learn. Like, imagine I was revising for a science test and it said, what do you get if you combine 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom, or molecule, sorry. You get water, H2O. And so I've got to learn by looking at the first bit of the card what the other bit of the card says. It's just like revision. I don't adhere to the patriarchal concept of virginity, so you're fine. But would you be above teasing Albrock for fun, even if it did reinforce patriarchal norms, given that Albrock himself is a patriarch? Can it be anything about us at all? No, the idea that it has anything to do with you is something only introduced by Albrock. I'm saying it can be anything as long as it doesn't breach TOS. You would love it. Good. Good. That's the kind of knockabout fun that I encourage. Okay, has anyone got something to submit? Because I would like to demonstrate this. I would like to demonstrate this in action, if possible. I'm actually a little surprised. Okay, here we go. Okay. Wireman has suggested that side 1 is a picture of a full English breakfast. And side 2 is the big breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, London, Old Ford Lock, London E3 2NN. Can I have some context for why you want me to know that? You are not obligated to provide. You could just say no. But I would love a template. Well, let's see. I know I can add... it's been a while since I've used this. I think I need one that allows an image. How do I add an image? Let's have a look. Fields, cards. It's a good piece of software, but it's a little not... Okay, so I'm going to grab picture of a full English breakfast. And I'm going to see if I can attach it. Oh, that's quite a good picture of a full English breakfast. And I'll create a folder in my Brain Palace folder, images, and I'll call this Full English, because what else would I possibly call it? So I'm going to add a card and see if I add an attachment. How easy that is then to see when I revise. Applications, Anki, images, full English, and then on the back, I'm putting this address. Okay, that has been added to the deck. So now I'm going to practice recalling it. It's because it's been burned into your long-term memory since childhood, and I don't want to be the only one. Okay. What? Why is that? Is that the studio that The Big Breakfast was broadcast from? Okay. What's terrible is that I don't even remember the date I lost my virginity. I just know something else that happened that day and can easily look it up. So it's possible that Sean would know the info, but I would not. What? Wow, around 9/11. I definitely lost my virginity years after 9/11. That makes anyone feel any better. Okay, let me just try and get this into my head. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeeper's Cottage, London Old Ford Lock, London E32NN. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeeper's Cottage, London Old Ford Lock, London. London's in there twice. Why should London be there in there twice? Here's a piece of information about me. If I wanted to determine the date that I lost my virginity, my best bet would be to look at the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire wiki. Okay, I can do this. Dragon. I'll add this in now. Dragon, I would benefit from knowing what version of sign language is this. I also like that the front and the back is a bit different than the... Okay, we've got 2 cards in. It's Australian Sign Language, amazing, so I could probably never use it. The thing is, I'll tell you a little bit more around the conditions of me losing my virginity. The reason I know if I wanted to know the date that I lost my virginity on, I would need to check the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Wikipedia, is because I distinctly remember pausing the act because I knew one of the answers to the question to the television that was playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the corner. And I thought for some reason it would be like impressive to be like, I know this one. And in previous retellings, I sincerely thought that it was like the £1 million question I happened to know. Like it was quite a high value figure that I stopped losing my own virginity to answer. But I do remember at one point, several years ago, I did go and check the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire wiki, and it was only the £32,000 question. And that's not good. That's not enough money. I thought it was much higher. I thought it was going to be a lot more. It's at least a milestone question. But it's too low. It's too low. That's not enough money just to pause. Okay, it's one of the safety backstops. You're right, it could have been worse. There are lower value questions. Well, no, this is banter, isn't it? I thought talking about this kind of stuff is normal. It's normal, heterosexual, neurotypical coded, isn't it? Check your Discord DMs. I'd love to. Absolutely no consternation here. Okay, signed 1, a photograph of the television presenter Andy Peters. I don't know who that is off the top of my head, but let's get them in here. Okay, Andy Peters. Who is Andy Peters? A British television presenter known for presenting children's BBC, roles on breakfast TV shows Live and Kicking. Okay. All right, here's Andy Peters. And I'm going to put them in a card. here, and on the back, their phone number. These are quite hard things to memorize. And yet I will. 0181 811 8181. Okay, great. 018181. Okay. Your partner at the time was worth less than 32k to you. No, I thought it would impress her. I thought she'd just be impressed. I think I've got something. Yeah, we do have space. Yeah, we have. Let's see. So Harry's is in. Done. Dragons is done. And I'm going to reserve a space for Josie. We've also waiting on Albrot, Bird, Funky, Shaz, and now also Josie. That is a total of 9 dispensed, so there's only 1 left now. Yeah, there was a resumption. Yeah, there was. No, not at all. Not. She was. I think she was annoyed, but that was maybe obfuscated by the confusion. It wasn't a good idea. But I hadn't lost my virginity before, so I didn't really know what the procedure was, you know? Well, no, I think having the TV on helps if you're both nervous. Wait, okay. Well, I'm waiting. Why weren't yous listening to music? I think we had access to music at the time. Josie, I will do a bit of revision now, and that will make it clear. If you can remember it by looking up a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire memory, is that a reverse Slumdog situation? Yeah, I'd call that a reverse Slumdog, yeah. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But what I will never tell you until my dying breath is what the question was. That I think is more embarrassing than the number. No, Harry's banned. Harry's banned. It's a very good joke, and that somehow makes me feel worse. I'm desperate to know the question, yeah, and I'm obviously not going to tell you. Okay, so let me try and do a bit of revision now. So let's revise. Study now. Also, please get your extra cards in. I just don't remember. Oh, I've included. Let me edit this. Let me edit the card. It shouldn't say all of that. It should say just the address. Close. Save. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, London, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. Again, I was wrong. Exactly. Oh, that was a card. That wasn't telling me I was wrong about the other thing. Okay, again. 0811 8181 8181. Pull that first London. Okay, I'll edit that next time I see it. 01. No, I need to see it. 0181 811 8181. Okay, again. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, London, Lock Close, London E3 FJ2 or something. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, London, Old Ford Lock, London E3 2NN. I can get this. Let's remove the first London. I will get this. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Lock, London E3 2NN. I can do this. Again. Wrong. Hang on. It's like 2 little fingers up and you go down. You can't see where I'm going down to, but I'm going down to my hips. Ah, not quite. It goes like this. Like that. You go like this. Wrong. Wrong. This is the easiest one. Thank you very much, Dragon, for an easy one. Wrong. Okay. Again. 0181 811 8181. 0181 811 818. Did I get that right? Okay, but I'm going to do again till I get it in. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Close, London, E3 2NN. Old Ford Lock. Again. Wrong. That. I think. It's by a canal. Yeah, I got that right. Hard, but I got it. Add 6 minutes. 0181 811 8181. 0181 811 8181. Hard, but I got it. The Big Breakfast, 2 Ford Close. No. Old Lock Close. Old Lock Close. Old Ford Lock Close. Old Close. No, what is it? The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages. Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Lock. Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. Again, wrong. Easy. Like that. This, like that. It's like this, it's that. Okay? We got it. Any more cards coming in? Do the face? Is the face part of it? The face isn't part of it. It's sign language. Wrong. No, the wrong is right. The face is part of it. I'm really sorry. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'll do again because I technically got it wrong. The Big Breakfast, Old Lockkeepers Cottages. Now, is it Old Lockkeepers Cottages or is it just the Lockkeepers Cottages? The Old Lockkeepers Cottages, Ford Lock, London, 2NN, E3 2NN. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Lock, 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. 2 Lockkeepers Cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. Oh, I've got a DM. Hang on 1 second. Just going to head back to my decks for a second. I've received one. Are you kidding, Albert? Are you joking me? Are you joking? All right. I mean, I'm going to put it in. This is going to take me the rest of the stream to memorize. I can't move on. If I get it wrong, I have to click again. And if I get it right, then I can click hard, I think. Okay, this is weird formatting. Let me get the formatting to look normal. Formatting looks insane. Just be normal. Okay, we're good. Okay. Add. Maybe I should add some line breaks. No, I'll keep it like that. This is going to be hard. Okay, Albrots is in. Any more for any more? We have 1 left to give away. Tell me it was 9 out of 10. What do you mean? I deleted the DM? Did your DM have anything to do with fish? Oh, that isn't a new DM. I thought you wanted me to memorize the entirety of the 2025 Fishmas results. And so I looked at it and I'm like, that's really hard to remember. Oh, so you didn't want that. Thank God. Let me delete it. Because I had a message from you. So I clicked on it, and at the top, because I'm looking now at the dates, and this is the conversation we had last year, because I wanted to remember who had the hats after the stream. So I said, can you tell me who the results are? And so I had an unread message notification, but the only message from you was the full Fishmas results. And I was like, fucking hell, all right, I'll try. Are there any unclaimed cards? There are. There's one unclaimed card. Shall I write your name down? And then that's it for unclaimed cards. Of course, Sean looks back after my point of info disappears. Well, what do you want to know? Thank you, Big Popper Pizza. You're good. How much does a card cost? Anything, like £1. There's no bottom limit. It's it just costs £1. If I start to regret that, I might smash it up. I don't think it's a big commitment just to memorize a little thing, you know? I don't mind memorizing things for fun. Do they have to work in reverse as well? No, they have to work one way. So your front is what I see, and the back is what I have to memorize. Yes, they could, darling. Yes, 100%. There's still one going for free. £1 to memorize Darius House? I should probably put a upper limit on how much.
Big Cena, one 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 big.
Why has it happened again? It won't say it again though, will it? Won't say it twice, I think. Okay, good. That's a good point, Dragon. Yeah, if you wanted the other way around, that's a second card. If you want to donate for any... There's one free card going. And if anyone wants any others, that's where you can get me. If no one has any additional cards, let me just go back to my revisions. Also, let me remove the Fishmas results because I'm not doing that for free. Fishmas 2022 is gone. Thank God. Why is this happening again? All right, let's study. Wrong. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No way. That's wrong. You got that wrong. You're in Australia and you're wrong. Did I get that right? I'd give myself a correct there. I think that's good. Oh, that's good from Bird. I'd give that a heart, but I did get it. And now, I turned the whole application off. I meant to just shut one of the windows. I'm happy to learn some Spanish, actually. Side one, and then it all seemed like a nightmare. Why? I need to just when I copy things straight from Twitch, it acts a little unusual. But maybe I don't care. It's still legible. Okay. And then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pas... How do I pronounce the diacritic over the I? Could you give me like a little pronunciation guide? Luego me paseo toda una pesadilla? Luego me paseo toda una pesadilla? Ah, pesio. What do you think of when I mentioned Andy Peters? Oh, 0800... No. 0881 881. I need to do more revision. EAO. Okay, luego mi paseo toda un pesadilla. Check DM, babes. I'd love to. Do you want me to hop in? yeah, 1 second. Add. And let me also add in this one from Funky as well. So, Bird, done. Funky, pending. Side one is the picture. Okay, let's get the picture in. Oh, I should find out who this is first. Henrietta Lacks. Yes, I'm aware of Henrietta Lacks from that book. There's something of Henrietta Lacks. I didn't read it. I just know about the book. Oh, you've done a really good one. You've done a virtuous one, Funky. I'm so proud of you. Okay. What is happening? I'm gonna, maybe what I'll do is I'll copy it first into Notepad. That will probably remove the weird formatting. Yeah, perfect. Should have done that with birds, but I'll do it in future. Okay. So we now have 5 cards in total, and I'm just going to hear from Bird for a pronunciation guide. I'm going to hop into the fish hole temporarily, Bird, if you'd like to join me. Typo imparcio. Oh. Not from me, though, was it? How could I have typoed? I copy-pasted. Can I get the correct spelling? I'm guessing it's dragons. Gods, turn your natural ring light off. I know, it's going down now. Let me browse the cards. Hello.
Hiya, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Let me check that your audio's coming through, okay? Can you say hello again?
Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
You should be very audible. How are you doing? How's your Saturday going?
It's all right. I need to go to one shop to pick up a parcel, and then I need to go to the other shop to get milk and some other bits and pieces. So after we conclude this meeting, that's what I'm going to go do.
Do you think this new idea of mine is good?
Yes, I think it's fun. I think it's yet to backfire. Obviously, you're an adult and you can veto any particularly egregious suggestions. But
Sometimes
so far, I
that
think...
doesn't feel that way.
Yeah. Yes, I did mean Parecio. I put the accent on the wrong letter. I'm a fraud and I need to hand back my degree immediately.
So I should copy dragons.
Yeah, hang on. I have the book here. Let me check the sentence. I can't actually find... one moment. Yeah, it should be. The accent should be over the O, not the wherever the hell I put it.
Okay, then crucially, I need a little bit of a pronunciation assistance.
Okay, it's pronounced nightmare.
Okay.
I don't know if you've come across that word before.
I don't like it. I think someone who seemed very troubled said it to me once, and I've got bad associations with it.
Oh, well, I know it was this or Memento Mori, and I thought this was probably the slightly nicer version of making you remember that you're going to die every time that you stream. But I also don't know how frequently you consider your own mortality when you do stream.
Probably when I stream, it's the only time that I don't really.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You become convinced of your own immortality.
No, it just doesn't come up, you know. I think I feel more powerful than life itself, you know, when I'm broadcasting.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
Do you think Harry and Albert feel the same way when they stream?
I think Albert is always thinking about death, and that Harry doesn't think about death. I think that's the big thing that divides them.
Interesting. I guess there's something... Harry does have a sort of Looney Tunes sensibility.
Yeah, that's me told.
Yeah, okay.
But
right,
I'm still confident on Albert. Oh, yeah.
Right, let me give you your Spanish lesson and then I can leave you to do the stream that you're supposed to be doing. Right, so it's luego, that's the first word. Luego me pareció.
Again?
So it's pareció.
Pareció.
Yep. That's I perceived. Todo una pesadilla. Yep. So we'll do it in 2 halves. So
yeah.
Luego me pareció todo una pesadilla. Yeah, you got it. Can you do it all together?
Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla.
Yeah, perfect.
And now I just need to memorize it. Now I just need it without the text in front of me.
Yep. Well done.
Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla.
And that is a line from Carmen Laforette's book Nada, which is the only one of hers that's been translated into English.
That's good. Do you know, I like having the context for it because it feels very cruel to have completely decontextualized information couplings in my brain, but I don't know what they mean.
It's a good book. If anybody's interested in post-Franco women's literature, give it a look.
Yeah. Is there anyone? Give us a salute in chat now. Not a salute. Something more individualist.
So yeah, something that represents the sort of opening up of the world to young people after Franco's demise.
Yeah. He's on display still, isn't he, Franco? That's insane.
I think he is, but I can't remember where.
Like Madrid,
it's very obviously like Spain is still dealing with, like, a couple of years ago there was like, we're going to rename all of these streets and all of these plazas that are named after him or generals, and I think there was quite a lot of pushback against it in some places.
It's mad. Yeah, whenever like we considered something to do with Spain recently, and then we just went back and looked at the borderlines of the Civil War to just determine what the vibe would be like of this city. I presume that still plays quite a large part in cultural divides across Spain.
I wouldn't know too much about that. I mean, the longest time that I've spent in Spain was in Madrid, which I think is, like a lot of capital cities, does lean a lot more liberal.
Yeah.
Although I could be wrong, because Spanish politics is a bit of a mess and it's very confusing. And then in Andalusia, which is very much like Catalonia, is kind of like, we're Andalusians first and then we're Spaniards.
Yeah, their relation to regional identity is almost ununderstandable to most of England, apart from Yorkshire. As a person who lives in Yorkshire, I get it completely.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think I was at a completely unrelated Discord the other day and someone mentioned it offhand, and I did do the all caps. Yorkshire mentioned, what's a red rose?
There we go. There we go.
All right. Well, congratulations on your Spanish, and I hope the rest of the flashcards go well, and I hope that no one makes you into a sleeper agent.
Me too. Thank you very much. I also hope I don't get Manchurian candidated.
Fingers crossed. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. See you in a bit. Enjoy the shops.
Thank you.
All right. And then there was me. So I've received 2 additional flashcards. I do not understand this one from Josie at all, but I will very diligently put it in. Now, Josie, is this something you want me to pronounce in a certain way? Am I allowed to know what this means? Will this ever be contextualized for me? Let me just add it now. Oh, it accepts WebP. That's not bad. Anki's really leveled up now. Okay, that has been added. And now let me just check on Albrots. Okay, I think I understand the context for this one. Okay. Well, it isn't very explicit, but we will know what it means. Okay, I will memorize these through revision. I'm still waiting on one from Funky and Shaz. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's still one going spare if anyone wants it. There's still one free and loose. Have you unlearned anything yet? Rosemary, we're going the opposite way. Oh yeah, Rosemary, do you know the concept of what's going on? I've come up with the best microtransactional donation incentive, where I'm allowing people to create me flashcards that I will encode into my long-term memory for the rest of my life. So let me just do some revision of the flashcards I have so far. The Big Breakfast, the Old Lockkeeper's Cottage, no, the Lockkeeper's Cottages, Old Lock Place, London, E3 2NN. Old Ford Lock, got it wrong. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeeper's Cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. Okay, I'll try again. That's Andy Peters. I've forgotten the beginning. 0888 0888 081 don't know 081 0181 811 8181 0181 811 8181. Okay. Wrong. This is Australian Sign Language, and the sign for wrong is no. 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 How was that? I'm going to say that was good. I'm going to say that's the easiest one I've got. And then it all seemed like a nightmare. I don't remember any of this. It's gone. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Again. The Big Breakfast, the old lockkeeper's cottages. No, it's not the old. The Big Breakfast, the lockkeeper's cottages, Old Lock Close, London, E3 2NN. The Big Breakfast, 2 lockkeeper's cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. Did I get that right? No, I didn't. Did I not? What did I say? The accent. Precio. You missed the 2. 2 lockkeepers' cottages. Fucking hell. All right. Again. That's Andy Peters. 0181. Oh 0181 8181 081 and 81 0181 811 8181. Okay, I'll get it. And then it all seemed something me pareció. Thumb straight for the sign. Fucking hell. How can you? A simple donation. Oh no, in fact, Rosemary, we've got 1 going free. I was going to give 10 away for free. And no one's claimed the last of the free one, so you're welcome to claim it. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Okay, Rosemary, you've got it. I think through seeing what we already have, you understand the format, right? I will see something, there's something hidden. So you tell me what's on the front of the flashcard and what's on the back of the flashcard. All of the rest is still sliding off? What do you mean by sliding off? Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. I'm going to do it again so I can prove that I can do it, but... The Big Breakfast, 2 lockkeepers' cottages, the Old Lock Close, London, E3 2NN. The Big Breakfast, 2 lockkeepers' cottages, Old Ford Lock, London. That was correct though, wasn't it? I got it that time. I have visuals. Do I need anything from you? Yeah, your card, right? Oh, no, you gave it to me. No, you're done. Everyone's done but Shaz and Rosemary, I think. And then that's my... Oh, I've got a DM. Hello, Shaz. I want you to learn the Dutch contingent of the Aberdeen FC's iconic 1989 to 1994 squad. The front of the card should be a picture of Willie Miller. Who's Willie Miller? Hey, let me make this card. Go to Dex. Let's add a card. Let's get a picture of Willie Miller. Star performer Willie Miller. I guess this is Willie Miller? Yeah, I'm going to guess this is Willie Miller. Can I get a... who's Willie Miller? Just so I can know the context of this guy. So the front is Willie Miller. I think that's actually a bad file format. This is a good image, I think. So the front will be Willie Miller. And then the back is the full names of the lineup, which I think I should be able to do. Okay, that's been added. Oh, I might change the formatting actually. Browse. Willie Miller. I'm just gonna change it so they're not on different lines. And then I hope that's saved as is. All right, how are we doing in the chat? Why did you say for fuck's sake? What's unhappy? What here's unhappy? Andy Peters, 0181 811 8181. 0181 811 8181. Okay, back into the memory palace. Thanks, Harry. I can't wait to ace it when I'm doing the real test. Because you didn't know who Willie Miller was. Why would I know who Willie? How would I know? The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeeper's Cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. I got it, didn't I? Is it integrating the new cards? It should be. We'll see after I clear these. So I'm going to click hard on this. 01818118181. That's hard, but I did it. And it all seemed like a nightmare. Fuego me Luceo toda una pesadilla? No, I said fuego. It's luego. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Okay, got it wrong. Henrietta Lacks, whose blood or DNA was used for something. All right, it's this. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without consent, are the HeLa cell line still used for scientific research. Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. There's several tons of her. What do you mean? Oh, as in like she's constantly being cloned and replicated. Her cells are. I got it. Well, I didn't get that at all. Let's go through it one more time. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous... Shall I even be remembering this typo here? Who is cancerous cells were taken without consent and are the HeLa cell lines still used for scientific research. Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. QGBL3E. QBG, I got QBG. QBGAEFB. Unless you want me to pronounce it Qubbgaf, but how do you want me to be saying this? No letters only? QBGAEFB. Is there any story behind this that might help me remember it? And then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. I did explain what it was. It's a potential horse blood type. Oh wow, they got really complex blood. Let's see if I can go up. It's a potential horse blood type. Okay, it's a potential horse blood type. Luego me pareció. No, luego me pareció una toda pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Okay, again. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1956, whose cells were used for the largest study on cancer, whose something, her entire genome was made public in 2013. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, not 1952, whose cancerous cells were taken without consent, are the HeLa cell sign still used for scientific research. Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. I do, yeah. Hello, Kate. How are you doing? People will fill you in on what's happening. QBG EAFB. QGBAEFB. Something to do with sports and something to do with Albrock. This is not in my short-term memory. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. Seahawks back Sean Alexander. Seahawks back. I guess a back is a position. So the person who plays back for Seahawks, whose name is Sean Alexander, scored twice. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, let's make up a mnemonic. In Seattle, they have Seahawks. I'll remember it because they both begin with S. You can make that the Seahawks running back? No, I'll use what I've got. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. The Seahawks back Sean Alexander scored twice. I need mnemonics. Lots of things start with S. Oh yeah, name two. Sean Alexander plays for the Seattle Seahawks. Sean Alexander. I'm not very good at coming up with mnemonics. Let's just use raw rote memory. Then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Hard, but I did it. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent, comprises the HeLa cell line still used for study and research today. In 2013, her entire genome was made public. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without consent, and are the HeLa. This isn't written tremendously well. And are, because you've used a comma, which is a connective, and an and, which is a connective. Are the HeLa cells still used for scientific research? Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. Why do you need to memorize the formatting and not just the pertinent information? Because I'm remembering everything. I'm not saying I have to know that there's a comma there. It's just I'm trying to remember the structure of the sentence, you know? Please adjust the grammar as needed. I might on this one because Henrietta Lacks, whose cancerous cells are taken out of consent, whose cancerous cells, I'm going to put a little parenthetical comma here, whose cancerous cells taken without consent are the HeLa. I'll say comprise the HeLa cell line still used for scientific research. Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. I think I'd find that easy to say and think about. Welcome back to the pre-echo. How is this happening? How is that happening? I'm gonna turn down browser audio in case that's doing something. Are we really again? QGB AEFB. QGB AEFB again. 7th of October. The Seattle Seahawks defeat. It's probably not the word Albrock used. The Seattle Seahawks defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. The Seahawks back Sean Alexander scores. I don't remember. B before G? B before G? Oh, QBG? I thought it was Q. I'm getting it wrong, aren't I? All right. Scored twice. Okay. I did quite well, though. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he did say defeated. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. The Seahawks back Sean Alexander scored twice. Again. Wrong. No way. No. Honestly, I'm going to give that a good. The Big Breakfast. 2 Lockkeepers' Cottages. Old Ford Lock, London, E32NN. Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeepers' Cottages. I didn't put the plural on cottages. Old Ford Lock, London, E32NN. As soon as I get the plural on that cottages, I'm gonna. Sandy Peters. 01818118181. 01818118181. I'll give it a hard because it's not immediate, but it's getting good. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent, comprised the hair last cell line still used for scientific research today. In 2013, her entire genome was made public.
Hughes of Rosemary tipped £1 to give all your money to Rosie.
Thank you very much for the tip. Can you explain how the I see. So the image is the front of the card, and what I'm remembering is the text. Understood. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the tip. Let me add this card. And the text is, remember to give all your money to Rosie. Remember to give all your money to Rosie. Added. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951.
Moral Recordings tipped £5. Check DM.
I'd love to check the DM. Thank you very much. This is good. This is good. I feel like you've thrown me a real bone here. Thank you very much. Okay, another one coming in. Is this good? Is this good what I'm doing? Now that we've seen it, and now that we're doing it, and now that we can't escape it, is this good? I think it's quite good. But I would say that, wouldn't I? Okay, added. Closed. Back to revising. I think this is good. Healer. Oh, Henrietta. This is good, but it will hurt you in the long term. It's hurting me in the short term, Harry. There's something inevitable about it. Yeah, it's going to drive you insane. I find it quite calming memorizing things. This is more calming to me than playing a game. Too many 8-1s at the end. Bloody hell. The psych department would never allow it. I think that's how I know it's good. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent, comprise the HeLa cell line, which is still used for scientific research today. In 2013, her entire genome was made public. Publicly shared for download. I'm going to change the text as well, because actually I've messed up the grammar now. It's actually really hard to write a sentence. Henrietta Lacks, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent. Well, just without consent will do. Comprised the HeLa cell line, which is still used for scientific research. Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. I'm very, very close. QBG AEFB. QBG. I said QBG, right? QBG AEFB. QBG AEFB. Yeah, I got it right. 7th of October, the Seattle Seahawks defeat the Jackson Jaguars 24-15. The Seahawks back. Sean Alexander scored twice. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. Seahawks back. Sean Alexander scored twice. Boom, 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 boom. The Big Breakfast. 2 old lockkeepers' cottages. Old Lock Ford, London, E3 2NN. The Big Breakfast, 2 lockkeepers' cottages, Old Ford Lock. Again. And then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Hard, but I can do it. So close. No, I thought I did get it. And maybe you're talking about the last card, but I got that just then. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent, comprised the HeLa cell line still used for scientific research. In 2013, her entire genome was made publicly available for download. Take that. Get in. Henrietta Lacks, 1920 to 1951, whose cancerous cells taken without her consent comprised the HeLa cell line, which is still used for scientific research. Her entire genome was publicly shared for download in 2013. I'm going to give that a hard. QBGAEFB. QGBBG. Fuck. I don't have this one yet. This one's going to need some time. So this is, well, I don't need to know, do I? I just need to recognize that. Andy Willis is his name? No, that's the other guy. I don't know what it's for. It's actually really horrible that I don't have the context for a lot of these things. He's Willy someone. Someone Willy. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, Hans Gielhaus. Yes, I would, Harry. That's local god Willie Miller. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, Hans Gielhaus. Alive and kicking. What, just to ring in and talk about footy? Which is fine, by the way.
All the 3 tip £2. Please remember Willie Miller and give this money to Rosie.
You want me to give this money to Rosie? Okay, Rosie, I owe you £2. And I'll start remembering Willie Miller right now. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, Hans Gielhaus. Live and Kicking wasn't a footy show? What do you mean? How is it not a footy show? All right, I need to do this again. The Big Breakfast. Two old lockkeepers' cottages. It's not old, is it? It's not old. Again. It's Andy Peters. 0181 811 8181. 0181 811 8181. I'll give that a heart. QGB AEFB. BG again. Please remember to give all your money to Rosie. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm going to give myself that. I'm going to give myself that. I think that's more. Seashell. She sells seashells by the seashore. I think there's more to it than that. This one was added by Moral. Betty, this is, I did the wrong one. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I baked this bit of butter, I would make my batter bitter. Again. Theo Snelders. Willem van der... Willem? No, Theo Snelders. Willem ten van Kaart. I don't know. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, Hans Gielhaus. Okay. The Big Breakfast, 2 old lock cottages. Not old. Stop saying fucking old. 2 lock keepers' cottages. I had this. Okay, my brain's always saying it the wrong way. QBG, AEFB. QBG, AEFB. We'll do it again until I've got it. Betty made some bitter batter, but she said this batter's bitter, and that's as far as I can do. Betty Batter had some butter. I'm not even close. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I baked this bit of butter, it would make my batter bitter. Okay. This is Willie Peters. I promised Baldy I'd get this. This is Willie Miller, and he presided over a squad. I'm sorry, Shaz, I'm not doing this on purpose. This is my friend and yours, Willie Miller, and he presided over a squad that contained Theo Snelders, Peter van Den, Willem ten van Kaart, and that's better than I did before. Theo ten Kaart, Theo Snelders, Peter van de Ven, Theo ten Kaart. Just try and remember those three. The Big Breakfast. 2 Lockkeeper's Cottages. The Old Lock Ford. I think I messed those up. London, E3 2NN. The old Ford Lock, fucking hell. Don't know about friend, all right. QBG-AEFB. QBG-AEFB. I'm going to move up to hard. And then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. I'm going to do hard, but I think I'm getting it. The 7th of October, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24 to 15. Seahawks back Sean Alexander scored twice. Good. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. That's as far as I can go. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it would make my batter bitter. Again. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cells were taken without her consent, comprised the HeLa cell line still used for scientific research. In 2013, her entire genome was made publicly available for download. I'm going to give that a hard, and as soon as we move up to a good, it'll take it off my plate for the entire day. This is Willie Miller. I'm never going to get sectioned, honestly. Palacio. Okay, Palacio. What do you think they do in the sectional day? Probably colouring it. This is our buddy, Willie Miller, and he looked over a team that contained Theo Snelders, Peter van Ven, Willem ten Kaart, and that's all the names I expected to get. Peter van de Ven. Peter van de Ven. Peter van de Ven. Okay. The Big Breakfast. 2 Lockkeeper's Cottages. The Old Ford Lock. London, E3 2NN. The Big Breakfast, 2 Lockkeeper's Cottages. Old Ford Lock. London, E3 2NN. Good. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it would make my batter bitter. So she's got some butter, but the butter was bitter, so if she bakes the bitter butter, it will make the batter bitter. So primarily she's worried about the batter. That's what we need to think about. Her name is Betty Batter, and she's interested in the batter, and she has some butter. So Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it will make my batter bitter. That's how we're doing it. That's how we're playing it. That's how we're going to be moving forward in 2026. Again, this is Andy Peters. If you wanted to ring him to talk on Live and Kicking, you would ring 0181 811 8181. 0181 811 8181. Good. This is Willie Miller. He oversaw a team that contained Theo Snelders, Peter van de Ven, Willem ten Kaart, Theo. Someone on the line? Am I on the line? No, I'm not even on the line. Theo. I don't know. I got those first 3 right, which is Theo Snelders, Peter de Van van de Ven, Peter van de Ven, Willem Willem Tenkaart, I don't like how red pitodried Sean is getting. What do you mean? Pitodried? What are you talking about? I'll never be pitodried. Pitodried? I don't understand. You're telling me. I don't understand what you're saying I'm becoming. You're saying you're saying lol, you're saying lamau. But what's happening? He looked over a team that contained Theo Snelders, Willem van de Ven. No, Peter van de Ven. No, Peter I don't know what it is, remind me. Theo Snelders, Peter van de Ven, Theo Tenkaart, Willem van der Ark, Hans Gilhuis. No, I'm not even trying to remember Gilhuis yet. That's later. Some jokes just for me and Shaz. You should cut me in as well. You should. Can it be for me, you, and Shaz, and Burnzoid? I've never attempted to upset Scottish Twitch. They're saying jump, and I'm saying I'm trying to, but it's quite high. You know, I'm as compliant as I can to the whims of Scottish Twitter. Theo Snelders, Peter van de Ven, Theo Tenkaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhuis. Remember to give all your money to Rosie. Great. Good. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this butter, it will make my batter bitter. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this butter, it will make my batter bitter. On the 7th of October 2001, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jackson Jaguars 24-15. The Seahawks back, Sean Alexander, scored twice. I'm going to give that a good. And then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Is this Anki? It is Tony X for the win. I am letting people make flashcards to permanently encode stuff into my long-term memory. So I have a whole bunch of random stuff I'm supposed to memorize. And I'm doing quite well. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. I'm going to give that a good. Q, B, G, A, E, F, B. Q, B, G, A, E, F, B. I'm going to give that a good. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent, comprised the HeLa cell line still used for scientific research. In 2013, her entire genome was made publicly available for download. I think I've got that. I think I've got that pretty good. Jacksonville. All right, I'll downgrade that to it again. Good. This is Andy Miller. He is... Was it Aberdeen FC? Have I got it wrong again? Is he not Andy Miller? Willie Miller! Okay, he's Willie Miller. This is Willie Miller. This does make me want to give Sean £1. Willie like a penis. That's a good mnemonic. Thank you very much. Windy Miller. Saying Windy Miller will help me remember it. Windy Miller, because he looks windy. It's windy in Aberdeen. Okay. This is Willie Miller. He looked after a team that contained Theo Snelders, Peter van de Ven, Willem Tenkaart, Theo someone and Hans Gilhuis. How many can be stored in the Morley mind? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. What's the upper limit of the human memory? I think it's infinite. I'll just learn better ways of encoding things. Willem van der Ark. That's the one I don't have. Theo Tenkaart. Oh, and I also was calling him Willem. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo Tenkaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhuis. All right. Big Breakfast. 2 Lockkeeper's Cottages. The Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. I've got it. It's good. Oh, yeah, I got that. Good. It's probably not infinite. Try me. This is Willie Miller, like the penis, also like Windy Miller. He looked after Aberdeen FC. He was the coach or manager of Aberdeen FC. And members of the team included Theo van Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhuis. Theo Snelders. Did I say Peter? Did I get the name Peter right? I was close. What did I get wrong? I got Peter's name. I didn't say Peter, did I? Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhuis. You got 2 mixed up again. It's Theo, then Peter, then Theo, then Willem, then Hans. Okay. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it will make my batter bitter. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it will make my batter bitter. Good. This is Willie Miller. He was the manager of Aberdeen FC, correct me if I'm wrong, and members of Aberdeen FC under his watch contained Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhuis. I think I got it. I think that's the first time I've got it. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhuis. I'm going to say hard. This is Andy Peters. If I wanted to contact him on Live and Kicking, I would phone 0181 811 8181. I'm going to say I've just got this now. Good. Please remember to give your money to Rosie. Good. QBGAEFB. QBGAEFB. Good. 7th of October. Okay, there's a thing I got wrong here. Bread Santa told me about it. I was getting something wrong before. Oh, Jacksonville. Not. What is Pitto? Please tell me what Pitto Dry is. On the 7th of October 2001, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. The Seahawks back, Sean Alexander scored twice. I'll give it hard until I can definitely get Jacksonville without being reminded of what. This is Willie Miller, who was the manager or coach or something of Aberdeen FC, which during his tenureship contained Theo Snelders.
Dragon_Garland tipped £1. One more DM sent.
Okay, I'll add that now.
Baldy3 tipped £5. Check DM.
Okay, I will. Dragon, can I have any context for what this is,
Bread
please?
Santa tipped £3. That same picture of Willie Miller, but the other side just says Windy Miller.
So it's like luck. I mean, I'll do it, but all right, let me add these in. I'm getting cards in. I mean, I'm glad people are liking it, but I feel like the stack's getting really big. Okay. I need to reformat this one from Dragon, so I'm just going to put this in now. This one's really hard, Dragon. Dragon, this one's really hard. This one's going to mean I never stop this stream. This will keep me here forever. This is worse than the Fishmas results. Okay, can you give me any context for what these words are? Is this chemistry? This looks like a list of substances. Okay, let me put this in. I will memorize this. This would be really good if I was one of those people that was really good at memorizing stuff, but I'm not at all. That's just not what I am. This one I like. This one I like. Thank you, Baldy. This is a good one. This one I like. I can't say why, but this one, even though it requires another huge amount, I have a little bit of a leg up because I was taking the train through Fife a lot this summer. And I heard a lot of these things in roughly this order. Like, I took the train from Kinghorn, which went through Burnt Island, which went through Aberdour, which went through Dalgety Bay. So a little bit that's already burnt in. Okay. I'm just going to copy this in to make the card. Add and then close and then back to the endless revision. Thank you very much for the tips. Bread Santa, Baldy, Dragon, Baldy again, Moral Recordings, Rosemary. I'm hoping this is I'm hoping this isn't going to send me mad. Okay, this one is brutal. This is the most brutal one, and it's come from Dragon. I'm going to look at what this is. You can't stop me. I need some context for this. The lanthanides are a series of chemical elements. Is any of the 14 metallic chemical elements with the atomic number 57 to 70? Okay. The term lanthanide. Okay, so it's a bunch of heavy elements, is it? They're the ones at the bottom. They're the metallic, they're the rare metals that are at the bottom of the periodic table. Okay. We can do that. We can do this. I say we. It's really on my shoulders. I can do this. Okay, I've got to just learn a couple, then do a couple, and then just build them up like that. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium. No, praseodymium. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium. Again. Fife Council. Let's learn these. Inverkeithing. Can I get a pronunciation guide on Rosyth? Rosyth? Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath. Please tell me if I'm saying these wrong. Lochgelly, Cardenden. Where's the stress in Cardenden? Rosyth. Okay. Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly, Cardenden, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour and Dalgety Bay. I'm gonna at some point Glenrothes with Thornton, Glenrathers. You're saying it in different ways. Those pronunciation guides are like mutually exclusive. Oh, Shaz's was to make fun of me, and Baldy's was to help me. Okay, you're pushing in different directions. Okay. Glenroth's with Thornton. You were being mean. Okay. Well, thanks. Let's say Rath is Roth. No, I think I should. I think Rath is the American way of saying it, but I just watched a lot of Simpsons growing up. Glenroth's with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. Kirkcaldy. Is it Kirkcaldy? I guess the train line didn't help me at all. I even went to Kirkcaldy by accident. Still not saying Glenroth's right. Glenrothers. Oh, Glenrothers. Is that it? I put more of an it. Glenrothers. Okay. Inverkeithing. Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly, Cardenden, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. All right. Again, this is Willie Miller, who was the coach or the manager or something of Aberdeen FC. He looked after players including Theo von Snell. No, that can't be it. Theo Snelden. New information has pushed out old information. Cardenden rather than Cardunden. Can't I speak in my own accent though a little bit? Can't there be a little bit of a like... I don't say den in my accent. I always say dun, you know, Carden. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just von Snell. Yeah, that means of fast. It'll be Van Snell with an A if it's Dutch. Von if you're German. Theo von Snelden. I've forgotten it all. Theo Snelders. Theo Snells, Peter van der Ven, Theo den Kaart, Willem van der Ark. All my friends are here. The Lanthanides. Lanthanum, Cerium, Brachiodymium. Okay, again. Henrietta Lacks, born 1920, died 1951, whose cancerous cells were taken without her consent, comprised the HeLa line, still used for scientific research. In 2013, her entire genome was made publicly available for download. Good. And then it all seemed like a nightmare. Luego me pareció toda una pesadilla. Good. 5. What was the first one? Inverkeithing? Okay. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly, Cardenden, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. The Big Breakfast. 2. Lockkeepers' Cottages. The Old Board Lock, London, E3 2NN. I'm not happy with how long that took. I'm going to give it a hard. This could be Windy Miller. This is Windy Miller right here. Old Penis Miller. You know, he actually looked after players such as Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans
Dragon _
Wheelhouse.
Garland tipped £10. No further addition, just wanted to increase the tip.
Thank you, Dragon. That's very, very kind of you. Yours is quite horrible. There's nothing like culturally to hang on to. That's very, very kind. This is one of my rare guilt tips. Did I get that right? Let me go through it again. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Wheelhouse. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, Hans Wheelhouse. I'm going to do it again. If I get it right next time, I'll move up to hard, and then I'll move up to good. The Lathanides. I'm saving this for later. Betty Batter had some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I bake this bitter butter, it will make my batter bitter. Good. Get out of here. 5. Inverkeithing. Dunfermline. Rosyth. Okay. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret. I'll just memorise that bit now. On the 7th of October 2001, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. Seahawks back Sean Alexander scored twice. You do realise this was tipped by Albrat, so this is our clue as to anything to do with his virginity. I'll give it a hard. I stumbled on one a little bit. This is our good friend Windy Miller, who looked after our beloved players such as Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhaus. And I'm going to give that again because I stumbled a little bit. The Lathanides. Lathanarium. Lathanum. Lanthanum Cerium. Lanthanum Cerium. 5 council. Inverkeithing. Rosyth. Is that a plural? Rosyth? Rosyths. Dunfermline City. Dunfermline Queen Margaret. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly. Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly. Again, this is Windy Miller, who looked after players such as Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gilhaus. I've moved it up to hard. The Lanthanides. Lantharium, Lanthanum and Cerium, Lanthanum and Cerium. This is 5 council, which comprises Inverkeithing, Rosyths, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowden Beach or something like that. Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly. All right. The Lanthanides, Lanthanum, Cerebus, Cerium, Lanthanum Cerium. 5 council, which comprises Inverkeithing, Rosyth. You're all laughing at me. Listen, if I gave you a little train line that went through South Yorkshire, you wouldn't know. I wouldn't be cruel about it. You don't know where Abbeydale is. You don't know about Dore and Totley. I wouldn't laugh at you, you know. I extend a patience and warmth I feel I'm not receiving. You're just built different. And you don't think you're built different to me. Okay. 5 council contains Inverkeithing. I think Wetwam would make them blow their minds. You know, it would be the Eric Wareham head explosion. Five council contains Inverkeithing, Rosyths, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Loch something. Lochgelly and Cardenden. Then Glen Rothers and Thornton. That's too much to remember. Lochgelly and Cardenden. The Lanthanides, Lanthanum Cerium. Lanthanum and Cerium and Praesiodymium. Fucking hell. Lanthanum and Cerium and Praesiodymium. Come on. 5 council comprises Inverkeithing, Rosyths, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly. Why do I keep saying Lochgales? Lochgelly, Cowdenbeath, Lochgelly, and Cardenden. Lanthanum, Cerium, Praesiodymium. Okay, Lanthanum, Cerium, Praesiodymium, and of course Neodymium, like in the Matrix. Lanthanum, Cerium, Praesiodymium, Neodymium. Lanthanum. I need a mnemonic. Okay. Who who's the big knight from King Arthur? It's Lancelot. Lanthamum Cerium. Lancelot. Lance. Lanthamum Cerium. Then Lancelot went to Prague. Praseodymium, Prague. Lance went to Prague to watch Neo in the Matrix. Neo's promise. Did Neo make a promise? Yes, he wanted the same European gadabout. Sumerium, European, gadolinium. Have din with his mum? No, we're not, because the ends are always the same. If I can remember the beginnings, the name follows on. Lanthamum Cerium. So Lancelot, let's do it this way. Lancelot went to Prague. No, Lancelot, what did he do? Lancelot went to Prague to watch Neo make a promise to go on the same European gadabout. So that's Lanthamum Cerium, Praseodymium, Neodymium, Promethium. He made a I wanted to watch Neo in the Matrix, and I wanted to watch Prometheus as well. Neodymium, Promethium. On the same European gadabout. I don't have to go beyond that. Lanthamum Cerium, Praseodymium, Neodymium, Promethium, Sumerium, Europeum. Okay. Not a mnemonic if there's no elephant? I don't understand. Lancelot went to Prague to watch Neo in the Matrix and Prometheus on the same European gadabout. So that's Lanthamum Cerium, Praseodymium, Lanthamum Cerium, Praseodymium, Neopraseodymium, Promethium, Samarium, Europeum, Gadolinium. That's why I did gadabout, gadolinium. All right, we'll go again and we'll come back to this. Fife Council contains Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret. Carden Beath, Loch Gilly. No. What did I get wrong? Cowden, not Carden. Carden is over here. Cowden is here. Okay, given I've got these, we need to make better mnemonics. So there's a cow in a lock, and it's got some playing cards. There's a cow in a lock with some playing cards. And it's got some lovely robes. Doesn't help really. Wrath. And it's really angry. It's got wrath. It wants to do wrath on its nice chocolates from Thornton's. In hindsight, maybe the number of words should be tied to the size of the donation. Don't you? Moral, I'm fully with it. I'm fully with you. I actually think I'll just put a cap on the size of the... I'll put a cap on the length of text I'll need to learn. Like, what is this? Because this is probably over the limit. Wordcounter.net. Obviously, I will honour these, but... This is only 20 words. It feels like 100. It's the 5 circle. Inverkeithing, Cowden Beath, Lochgelly, Cardendon, Glenrothes and Thornton. I need to come up with some basic restrictions so that people aren't forcing me to learn huge lists. Huge lists are so much harder to learn though. It's not even about the word count, because this word count's possibly less than the one on Henrietta Lacks, but those are sentences. It's easy to learn a sentence rather than a list. Like really, with the Henrietta Lacks thing, I'm only remembering like 3 things because there's 3 clauses. I might say no lists above 5 amounts. Like maybe a special rule just for lists. Because I think word count doesn't quite cover the complexity of memorization. Something to think about. But I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm laughing. You were on this train, should be a doddle. I only got on at Burnt Island. No, I got on at Kinghorn. I just wanted a nice but important thing. Why are you sad, Funky? I said that your thing was a nice and easy to remember one. I gave you a compliment and now you're crying. This is Windy Miller. They were a coach and player and manager for Windy FC in Aberdeenshire. They had wonderful players such as Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gielhaus. I'd say that's good. I'd say that went well. The Lanthanides. What's the first thing? Lancelot. Lanthanum. Cerium. Braciodymium. Neodymium. Promethium. Gadolinium. Europium. No, I got it wrong. I left out Samarium. Samarium, Europium, Gadolinium. And then we need something for this. So he watched Neo and Prometheus on the same European gadabout, but he had terrible dysphoria. Dysprosium? There isn't a word that begins with dyspro, is there? Dyspraxia, holding herbs like tulips, and like that'll do. Holding disproportionate. Yeah, he had disproportionate, terrible, disproportionate. Holm. Is there a word that begins with Holm? Lancelot went to Prague to watch Neo and Prometheus on the same European gadabout. Ian Holm, Fifth Element, that won't help me. But had terrible dysphoria, holding herbs such as tulips, butterflies, itopium, and lutes. We'll try. Oh, you're back. The Big Breakfast. 2 old lockkeepers' cottages. Oh, it's not old, is it? Fuck me. I mean, I love this. What's a lanthanide? Have you seen the table of elements? It's all the heavy metals that you never really hear about at any other time that sit at the bottom of that. I think. On the 7th of October 2001, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-15. Seahawks back Sean Alexander scored twice. I'm going to dismiss this as good. Fife Council. Fife Council contains Inverkeithing, Rosyths, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Caldenden, Caldenden. No, it's not it, is it? Caldenden? I'm getting the beginning of that wrong. Caldenden, but then it's close. Caldenden. Cowdenden. No, not. Caltenden. What it is. And then it's Then it's Glenrothes and Thornton. Cardenden. Need a mnemonic. The cow is in the loch. So I'm picturing a cow. A cow has fallen in a loch. Then this card, this absolute card, as in like, he's a real character. This card, Glenn, came with some Thorntons to give to Mark and Kirk and the king. This absolute card, Glenn, with his Thorntons, gave them to Mark, Kirk, and the king. Hello, Oracle. What are Thorntons? The chocolates. Although I guess since you donated for some Australian Sign Language, maybe you're from Australia, Dragon? Maybe you have... There are luxury chocolate brand. They're like your upmarket chocolate. Cowden beef. So a cow fell in a loch. I can't make the story make sense because if Glenn's bringing chocolates to give to Mark, the Kirk, and the king, how's that helping the cow? Well, it doesn't. And that's why we burnt the island. We were all feeling very dour. And then I'll just remember Dalgety Bay. And that one's manual. Inverkeithing Rosyth. Inverkeithing Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline, Lord, Queen Margaret. Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Cardenden, Glenrothes and Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. Mnemonics, man. Mnemonics. Thornton's is upmarket. Come on. Thornton's is nice. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, sorry. I do beg your pardon. Please don't tease me anymore. Inverkeithing, Rosyths, Dunfermline City. No, it is, okay. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Cardenden, Glenrothes and Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. Okay, I think I can do this. Thornton's took 6 shops on the high street and then only one. Everyone was just buying the mint balls and nothing else. What is it? Lint now? Is Lint our pronunciation bad but just correct? Thank you for, I'm doing my best. If you want to shout at me about pronunciation, I can't stop you. The Lanthanites. Lanthanum. Cerium. Praseodymium, Neodymium, Promethium, Samarium, Europium, Gadolinium, Terbium, Dyspromium, Erbium, Ytterbium, oh, I forgot about Tulipium, Lanthanum, Cerium, Praseodymium, Neodymium, Promethium, Samarium, Europium, Gadolinium, Terbium, Dysprosium, and I didn't do Holmium. I messed up on Holmium. Holmium, so he was having dysphoria about holding herbs such as tulips, butterflies, and a lute. He has herbs, tulips, butterflies, and a lute. Lancelot does. We'll try again. Oh, I thought we were done with this. The Big Breakfast, not old, fucking hell. Again. 5. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochilly, Cardendon, Glenrothes and Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. Your memorization skills are impressive. Anyone can do this. There's no skill, there's no talent. It's just raw doing it. It's just raw doing it. You just learn a little, and then you learn more, and then you learn more. Presumably I'll start to get diminishing returns, but I am doing it. What I'm trying to do, which I think is a skill, is build mnemonicals. Just raw doing it. Exactly, Rosemary. I'm just raw doing it. Oh, yeah, it was hard, but I did it. The Lanthanides. This one is the hardest one. Thanks, I do appreciate that, Josie. Lanthanum, Cerium, Praseodymium, Neodymium, Promethium, Samarium, Europium, Gadolinium, Terbium, Dyspromium, Holmium, Erbium, Tulimium, Italium, Luteum. Did have a small nap when I was asleep when there was no lanthanides at all, so we're doing well. I think I messed up near the end. So, gadolinium, terbium, up until there, definitely right. Dysprosium. I think I said dyspromium. Dysprosium. Holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, and lutetium. I don't know how to pronounce these. They don't sound like any other word in the world. Terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium. I need a mnemonic for these. They were having terrible dysphoria because they were holding herbs such as tulips. They were having terrible dysphoria because they were holding herbs such as tulips. Then it says ytterbium and luteum, and it doesn't sound like anything. I can't make words out of it. Lancelot went to Prague to watch Neo and Prometheus on the same European gadabout, but they had terrible dysphoria because they were holding herbs such as tulips. Then ytterbium and lutemium. I sent you a DM with an MP3 link. Is that going to help me? I'll listen to this now. Lutetium. Okay. Thank you for the pronunciation guide. So it's actually pronounced lutetium. I don't know if that helps me memorize anything. I think I know a little bit about it, but I don't know how to radically change my context. I think a mnemonic is probably still my best bet. Thank you for the MP3, Dragon. Lutetium. Ytterbium. It lutetium. It lute. Ytterb. Ytterbium. I don't want to go underwater every time I want to remember the lanthanides. That's going to ruin my life. Thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Lanthanum, cerium, Ytterbium lutetium. I mean, maybe I could do it. Ytterbium lutetium. Lanthanum cerium. Lanthanum cerium, praseodymium. Lanthanum cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, thulium, erbium, Italium or something, and then it's lutetium. Ytterbium. I did okay there, though. I think I did okay. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Mixed up erbium and thulium. Did I really? He's holding. They are. Well, I guess Lancelot's he, but they're having dysphoria, so who knows? And they're holding herbs such as tulips, thulium, and it could be thulium, but don't tell me how to pronounce everything correctly. We'll come back. Oh, big breakfast. 2 old lockkeeper cottages. Old Ford Lock, London, E3 2NN. Does the order matter for lists? I don't know. Old Ford Lock, London. I'm going to say good. This is Windy Miller, who looked after such beautiful players as Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart, Willem van der Ark, and Hans Gielhaus. Theo Snelders, Peter van der Ven, Theo ten Kaart. Did I get that right? Yes, good point, Dragon Garland. Okay, Shaz is saying yes. I'm going to put that away for today then. The lanthanide. Lanthanium. No, lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Did I do that? Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, holmium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, ytterbium, lutetium. But that's the closest I've ever been. That's the closest. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Fucking hell. All right. I can get it now. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline, Queen Margaret. I'm not counting that as a mistake. Cowdenbeath, Roskilly, Lochgilly, Cardendon, Glenrothes, and Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. I'll give myself a hard. It was hard, but I got through it. with Thornton is the same. With and are the same. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, that's one I forget, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. I think I did it. I'm going to do it again. And then if I can do it again, I'll move up to hard. If I can do it again, I'll move it up to good. And then it'll be off my tray. 5 council. This isn't too bad now. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Cardenden, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. I've got it. I'm moving it up to hard. The lanthanides. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. I'm moving it up to hard. This is no longer hard for me. I can't take it at a breakneck pace, but I can. My recall is there. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay, Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Cardenden, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. Good. Oh, you're still here. Big breakfast, 2 lockkeepers' cottages, Old Ford Lock, London, E32NN. Good. The lanthanites. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Move it up to hard. 5 council. Okay. If I get this right again, I'm going to click good, and it might just clear it off the stack. There's only 2 left, and it's the super hard ones. Inverkeithing, Rosyth, Dunfermline City, Dunfermline Queen Margaret, Cowdenbeath, Lochgilly, Cardenden, Glenrothes with Thornton, Markinch, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island, Aberdour, Dalgety Bay. Good. I've got it. I can do it. I did it 3 times in a row now. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Good. I need to get this one more time and then it gets cleared off my stack. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium. Good. I'm done. I have done it. And I'm not done forever. I'll need to come back to these tomorrow. But the early revision is done. It's made its initial groove. So I have my... How many cards do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got my first 12 cards in. I'm very glad to have them. And how long did I spend memorizing them? I think it took a lot longer than I thought. If I want to do this at the beginning of streams, I'll probably... Do you think it's fair that I will put some kind of a cap on for how much information people can make me learn for a single £1? I don't mind learning more, I guess, if the donation goes higher. But I think someone shouldn't be able to make me learn War and Peace for £1. Like, there needs to be some cap. I'll have a think. I don't know. I think it's a funny thing to offer. I think it's a funny idea. It feels unethical against myself, but at the same time, I don't mind it too much. I'm happy to memorize something. Why not? Why not just learn something, you know? Oh, I forgot to put Bread Santas in. The same picture of Windy Miller, but on the other side it says Windy Miller. So add Willie Miller, but on the back it just says Windy Miller. Add. So I need to revise this one. This is going to cause me problems. This is Windy Miller. Again, this is Windy Miller. That was hard, but I can do it. This is Windy Miller. That was good. This is Windy Miller. Good. That's been cleared for the day. Now that's going to cause me some problems. Oh, man. No, it says in my card here it's Windy Miller. Let me just check again. Yeah, it says Windy Miller. Red Santa donated that I add in the same picture of Willie Miller, but the back says Windy Miller. So what do you want me to do about that, you know? They're a paying customer. All right, well, I've had a good time. I hope you've had a good time. I should probably go and cook. I'm making something great. I'm making a meal I really like and that my partner is really, really not fussed about, but I really like it. It's a meal. Hang on. What is it? It's aubergine, olive oil, red onion, garlic, tomatoes, coriander powder, chili flakes, sumac, pomegranate molasses and tahini, all like in oil in a big wok. And then you have it with like a big Lebanese flatbread. And it's really good. It's just such a good dinner. That was wonderful. And I did take a break in the middle to make some sausages because of the big breakfast getting flashed up so much. So you've been influenced. You've been affected. I did have other things I wanted to cover on this stream. I didn't realize this particular bit of it would take, 2.5 hours. But here we are. I guess we'll cover them in future. One was I wanted to discuss if I'm an influencer, and if so, am I a good role model for young men? And two, I wanted to work out what my stream tag should be. But that's for next time, I think. All right, well, have a good evening. Thank you very much for the company, and thank you for helping me with the soft launch of me privatizing and outsourcing my long-term memory. I will see you all later. As for when, I cannot say, but if you'd like to know more, please join the Discord. I think you're all on the Discord anyway. This really goes out to the lurkers who dare not show their face. Although, you know, you could say hello. Nothing will happen. No, something will happen, and it will be nice for you. All right, goodbye, everyone. I gotta go cook. Please be well, please be nice, and please, goodbye. Or something. Not hypertension. All right, well, it's heart. Let's just go look at heart. The electrocardio stuff's wrong and blood pressure is high. Okay, let's look at anything with blood pressure high. Heart attack? Oh my God, it's a heart attack. Oh my God, they're having a heart attack. Where is it? You're having a heart attack. Oh. Oh, he missed the vine. He missed the vine. Oh, no. Okay.
No, he's that's gaming.
Wow.
He was gaming. Oh, are you lighting? Oh, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to come in. I was just. Where am I? Okay. Well, I was going to say about getting into expedition groups, but I guess I'm over here. There's no point.
And the
No.
answer is...
No one can hear
No.
me.
Oh, shit. No. Do I have that? Oh. Ah. How do I get this?
I can't respond.
There we go. Oh. I'm sorry, Sean.
Okay, it's time to go Big Maxing.